Saturday, beautiful souls, wherever you are on this phenomenal planet. It is time for Shift Your Thinking Daily, where we transform our inner experience to a phenomenal outer experience. For now, 10 minutes of our day, we do it together. Okay, before we jump into today's message, let's go ahead and take a couple deep breaths. Follow me. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. All right. Why do we do that? Move the energy around, release some tension if we have them. We are now going to be doing these top of the morning. All right. So I'm up early. I'm going to have this ready for you early morning, and I'm redoing the whole schedule because I had not fallen behind, but my schedule, y'all, my schedule. And I want to stay committed. We are on episode 172 today of Shift Your Thinking from Dean Del Sesto, 200 Ways to Improve Our Lives. And you guessed it, 200 ways in the book, which means 200 ways in on this series. What else? Shift Your Thinking is a bonus series on my feature channel, Ready, Set, Real Estate, where we discuss the flits, flops, booms, and busts of the real estate industry with special guest millennial features from time to time. And we are now in season 4 there. So make sure you're subscribing to the radio podcast, the Facebook, the YouTube. Tons of exciting things happening. What else? I'm feeling spunky. Hashtag your mood. Let me know how you feel. Hashtag your mood down below. I am feeling spunky. I'm feeling spunky, y'all. I'm really grateful. Really grateful. But I'll go with spunky today. I'm feeling spunky. My son has a baseball game. I've got a couple things to do. I'm going to have a webinar on the... Shout out to Justin, who, was teasing me about this webinar. He says, people don't know what a webinar is. You got to call it the Web-a-thing. Get on the Web-a-thing. So I love my peeps. I love my folks. I have good people in my life. And yeah, so selling and buying tenant. So what you need to know about selling and buying tenant occupied properties. That webinar is happening today at 12 Pacific time. I think registration ends at 11. But if you become a subscriber for $5 a month, you have access to the webinars and everything else that I'm creating as exclusive content. The webinar is an exclusive content. As you know, it's not free. It's not on the show. And I really don't talk about in-depth stuff. I don't talk about on the radio show. I use that for more of a one-on-one or a group type of setting during the webinars and or the Ready, Set, Real Estate live workshop events that I'm doing as well. Okay, let's jump into this message today. Feel like I was yapping already. Too much. No. All right, continuing with Shift Your Thinking, episode 172. Let's call this Learn to Lose. Learn to lose. He says, arguments are a wonderful thing if we're willing to look at our part in them. When I first got married and his wife, he says, when he and his wife first got married, he would get into an argument. He says, his first inclination was to steer blame away from himself. Go ahead and press 1 if your initial reaction, and I'm saying reaction, not response, reaction to an argument is to blame someone else. He says, I prided myself in debate, but what I was winning was emptiness, strife, and discontentment. He says, my default was to always protect myself from being wrong. But what I was protecting was my arrogance, self-righteousness, and pride, all because I wanted to be right, and I was. We talked about this very early in the very early episodes about being a right fighter, trying to be right all the time, which is why I call this one Learn to Lose. When you learn to lose, there's so much more you're gaining. He says, dead right, dead to peace, dead to learning, and dead to possibilities and having a better, more consistent relationship. This thing we call relationship and love and intimacy. Learn to lose. Learn to lose with the people that you are in relationships with. He says, after a year or so of this lunacy, I decided that there must be a better way to handle arguments. After a bit of contemplation, a new paradigm emerged that directed me to consider the following. He says that when problems develop with he and his wife, that he should instinctively look first to self and examine how I may have contributed to the problem. Look first into myself and examine how I may have contributed to the problem. What was my role in it? He says this was my new default and where I would go at the first sign of an argument. He says inevitably I would find something in my way of being. Go ahead and type in the comments, my way of being. Gosh, that's so powerful. That little phrase, my way of being. What is your way of being? My actions, type my actions. My communication, type that. Or my lack of actions that contributed to, if not caused, the conflict. He says, whether minute or substantial. It's funny, the same word, that the word minute is spelled the same way if you say minute. Whether minute or substantial, if I confessed my part, it would bring hope, trust, and workability to the situation in a matter of seconds. Any other disposition would usually take days and sometimes longer to work out, only because I wanted to skirt a few minutes of accounting for my part in the breakdown. Learn to lose. So I invite you today to think about ways that you are diverting your contribution to the problem. Learn to lose. Because when you learn to lose, you can pay attention to those egotistical responses, being sarcastic, being either long-winded, being short with people. Nah, that's not how we develop. That's not how we grow. All right. I love you, love you, love you. Have a powerful, productive day. I'll see you tomorrow as we continue our series of Shift Your Thinking. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share on all social media, including Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn at lasuperagent. Check out lasuperagent.com. Join the club, you guys. $5 a month. Continue to support the channel and gain exclusive access to all things creative that I offer. Bye.